Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. And as you can see, we are no longer in the Shire. That's because it is now 2 weeks to go until the Gauntlet, which means we're in Florida, we're on holiday. Now, the last episode we had was week 3 of training, alright, of a 10-week programme. So what this video is the catch-up, alright. We have, of course, been training, we have been filming, but just slacking a little bit on the editing. So what I'm going to do is mash all that together, which is going to bring us right up to speed to where we are now, just 2 weeks to go. All right, so that's just for a little bit of context, because obviously I'm going to go back and I'm talking all that at real time. Some of it was filmed with the intent of doing voiceovers and all of that. I'm not going to do that, just in the interest of time. So just going to throw it all together, let you guys follow along in all the training we've been doing and getting up to on the lead up to now. So in there we've got the Driathlon, we had Linchpin Test 13, we had 333, and obviously a whole host of other things as well. Bringing us all up to where we are now, which is 2 weeks of beautiful Florida training, and we'll see how we're going to navigate that. So yeah, watch along, we'll try and make it watchable, enjoyable for you, and I'll catch you on the other side. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. It is indeed week 4 of Gauntlet prep, which means 6 weeks to go until the big day. We are on the way to the track, so starting this week's episode the same way we did last time. Track session today is 5 by 400 metres and then 2 600 metre efforts. And we're heading up there now to meet up with the guys from class as well, because this is one of our run programme sessions. Weather conditions, not so great, right? Grey, cloudy, it's actually pretty cold as well. Currently eating a chicken mix as pre-workout fuel on the way, is what it is. We do have a, this does not justify this in any way, but if you watched last week's episode, we got the mighty sickness and probably about an 8,000 calorie deficit so far. It's only Wednesday, so I've got some ground to make up. So aye, that's what it is. So yeah, go up here, hit this session, and then we'll probably come back in and check in with what we're doing for the rest of the week. A little bit of a different style week because we missed a few days with sickness. We've also got a big one coming up this weekend with the Linchpin Test 13. So that's coming up on Sunday, Easter Sunday, with the team. Massive workout. If you know what it is, you know, but we'll dive into that when we get there. So yeah, let's get this episode started. Let's go and hit this track session, and I'll catch up with you later. It's the next day, and as you've seen, the track session became a little bit of a washout, but it was all good. A great session. The 5x400s felt good, and then we had 2x600s, which also felt good in terms of kind of where we are, recovery from the sickness and all that. No issue, really, nothing to report in terms of their performance is where I would expect it to be. Times where they're supposed to be. Yeah, a little bit of calf cramp, to be fair, in the 600s, which is quite uncommon for me, but maybe just a little bit of dehydration, hopefully, from being sick and stuff like that. So yeah, all good. 400s were all I was aiming for under 120s, which came in the first one at 115, and there was a little bit of drift. I think we did a 115, a 16, a 17, and 18, and then finished on a 20, so right where I wanted to be. And then the 600s were around the 210 mark. I'm not sure on the paces. I need to double check the watch. Actually, my watch died at some point. Yeah, all in all, good session, even with the rain. There was a little bit of headwind as you came around one of the back corners, but apart from that, solid. Oh well, until our big friend Ross decided to try and race on the last 600. So we ran most of them pretty close together, the 4s and the 6s. The first 6 and the second 6, we kind of got 400 round, and then, you know, you just get the feeling that somebody's going to kick on here. So I thought he was going to do it, he thought I was going to do it. I went first, which always works out best, right? So you can figure out who won. But yeah, picture the scene, right? It's pissing with rain. There's nobody to track. There's us at the class, but everybody else on the other side of the track. Pissing with rain, nobody there. 2 grown-ass men, 30-plus-year-old, sprinting, racing each other on the back end of the track, and then head diving for the finish line like it was the fucking Olympics, right? Embarrassing. But love it really. That's what it's all about though, getting a good push. So Ross and I obviously trained a lot together for high rocks and all that, but just good to get a wee push on. But it was a good laugh afterwards, kind of when you kind of break it down who was going to kick what, but I could just hear his footsteps getting faster and faster. I was like, that bastard is trying to race me here. So yeah, love it really. But speaking of racing, a question I've had quite a lot this week, as some of the guys are starting to watch episode 1 and stuff we put out, is what my goal is with the race. And it's like, people are asking me, are you going to try and win it, or whatever? And the honest answer is no, which seems a bit strange. Obviously I'm putting in a lot of work here in the prep, but it's very difficult when it's a new race. I've never done this format, so there's no times to go on already, so there's no baseline. There was nothing to compare it to. I certainly haven't done it, but it's not even as if other people have done it or people I know have done it, or there was a race last year to look at times and see, kind of try and figure out where we stack up. Right now it's a complete open workout, and then also I've got the start list. I know who's doing the race. I don't recognise a single name, therefore I have no idea who's there. And honestly, I kind of like it. There's no really any expectation. Obviously winning's cool, alright, it's great, it's a nice kind of stamp on what you're doing, but to train for 10 weeks with the mindset of winning is quite an objective goal, I think, when you don't know who you're competing against, you know. So I don't have a target in terms of placing. That really has no value or no worth for me anyway. To be happy if I get first, disappointed if I get third, and then gutted if I get middle of the pack or last. I don't really have that mindset. My mindset is that as long as I train as hard as I can, when I stand in that start line, I feel as prepared as I possibly can, and then I give it my absolute maximum effort and finish that thing knowing that I gave it everything I could, then that's what makes me happy. That's what makes it all worthwhile, and I love that. Knowing that I gave maximum effort is my win, right? And that's not a cop-out, by the way. I am not a participation medal type guy, all right? I am all for competing. If you're going to compete right. But again, you can't compete when you don't know what you're competing against, right? So yeah, just thought it'd be interesting for you guys to hear as well as why we're training stuff. It's not that training for a win or anything like that. But again, we'll see what happens. We're going to go out and do and perform as best as we possibly can, and then let placings and times and all that take care of themselves. So yeah, that being said, I've been sitting in front of this computer now all damn day. It is 3 o'clock and I'm coaching this evening. I coached this morning too. So yeah, let's go and hit a session. Tuesday, 22nd of April, and this is week 5 of our Gauntlet prep. And with it being Tuesday, we just did our first workout of the week. We took yesterday off, Monday, to recover from Linchpin Test 13 on Sunday, and also it was a bank holiday Monday, so I had a nice family day, recovered well and ready for another full week. So we just got done with class. We jumped into the 4 o'clock class for the first of the week, and it was a monster. So we'll jump into that now and I'll talk you through it. It was 3 rounds for time of a 600 metre run, which is a block run here, 12 power cleans, 9 front squats and 6 front rack forward lunges. Man, it was way harder than it looked on paper, even though I programmed it. So it's called Cornfield Chase. Actually, it's a workout from last year, which was the same workout with a lighter barbell, but it was all the snatch variants. So it was power snatch, overhead squat, overhead lunge. So this was the clean variant with a heavier barbell. We went for 70 kilos and it was hard. It is without a doubt a barbell workout. Even though there's runs in there, it was not about the runs. For us specifically, for the Gauntlet prep, it was good to get some really compromised running. I'd say that's more compromised than it would be in the race, because the second run after the squats and the lunges was deadly. It was a shuffle, let's be honest. But yeah, great workout, loved it. Very tough. It was a 20-minute time cap, we got done in about 18 minutes. Happy with that, but it was tough on the legs. The runs were hard, but we did find a little bit of pace in the middle sections. Happy with that. So yeah, that's our week started. What we've got coming up this week is training Wednesday, Thursday, nice easy Friday, because on Saturday we are competing in the Driathlon. So me and Big Matthew are partnering up to take on the Driathlon, which is a 20-minute ski, 20-minute bike, 20-minute row, all for max cals, and that is on Saturday. So big event here at the gym, so we need to make sure we are primed and ready for that. Great workout, but we are going to try and do the best we can. This event directly qualifies to the UK Championships, because there's no regionals, so see if we can get a stab at that. But yeah, that's going to be a week, so follow along. What we're doing now is we're going to go and coach tonight. I'm currently sitting in Encore, by the way, trying to recover my legs after that workout. So coaching tonight, and then tomorrow we've got a track session, so we're back up the track, some nice hard intervals there. And yeah, so follow along for the week as we move towards the Driathlon and we reach the halfway point for the summer Gauntlet. Alright guys, time for a little check-in. We are at the end of the week, so just a little bit of the week in review. It is actually Saturday afternoon and we just got finished with the Driathlon. I'm currently heading into Glasgow to set up for a live stream for tomorrow. It's non-stop, but I thought we'd just kind of check in, talk about Driathlon, and that was obviously a big day, big event. But just touch on the track session. That was the last time I actually trained before today, Saturday, so we've done a track session on Wednesday, which is a great session. Classic track workout was the pyramid. Done it a few times before. It's a 4, 8, 12, 8, 4, 2 minutes rest. So yeah, solid. Goal of that workout is to lead in, build up through the 4, the 8, big effort on the 12, and then on the way back down through the 8 and the 4 is to try and hold on to the same paces, even on the shorter distances, as you've accumulated more volume, which I think we did. We were kind of dead on pace wise, heart rate, we were all pretty good. Running with Ross again, it's always good, keeps the pace up, even though the drone shot that hopefully you've just seen, if I got the footage, was sitting right on his ear. He was just slightly behind me and was just sitting, and the height was set right at his napper, so he was running with a drone in his ear as he was coming round the track. But anyway, good day for it. It was mega hot, good Wednesday session. Following on from that, the goal was to train on Thursday and then rest Friday and then Driathlon Saturday, but the time just got away from us this week. Honestly, lots on at the moment between Wind Fitness, obviously the Driathlon was coming to set up for that, and then Cobalt Media stuff, and yeah, life stuff as well, some stuff at home, just all kind of came in higher priority than training, just timing wise and body felt and stuff like that. So I did want to get one session in on Thursday or Friday. Couldn't get it done on Thursday, just too much to do. And then Friday I was going to try and do something relatively easy, but got into some live streaming issues for the Driathlon, which derailed that. I was only going to move for 30 minutes and sweat just to kind of keep ticking over before Saturday. So yeah, kiboshed Thursday and Friday completely, which meant our training week looked like big ass CrossFit class on Tuesday with that heavy barbell we spoke about, track session Wednesday, and then the Driathlon today, which was awesome. So it was a great event for the gym. A little bit different for us because the Driathlon is not our event, we are just a host. We did all the organising, all the setup, but it is part of a larger competition throughout the UK with finals and regionals and all that. We were planning on live streaming it, so that's what we're going to do. But I thought it was on Thursday and Friday I thought it was a genius, and then Friday night I was sick to my stomach. I created a program and a script and some stuff within the live stream to pull the live data from the ergs and display it on screen, and I had it displayed and it looked mint. So we're going to live stream, and every time you change camera on a certain machine or a group of machines, it will show you exactly how many cows that team or person had done and their pace and all this cool stuff. Got it working perfectly with one test home. Actually, my dad skied. Friday, once I set all the gym up, I plugged in all 18 machines, and the thing shit the bed, for lack of a better term. Just was not the one, and I was there, and I'd been setting up the gym all day, coached as well, ended up in the gym till well after midnight trying to get this thing to work. And I am not a programmer, but I was deep in code and Python, and there was USB conflicts with the Mac. Anyway, didn't get it working, so I ended up having to just cut the live stream out completely, which was very annoying. I was very stressed. Not really stressed, I guess. I was actually just pissed off. I was just sad. I was sad that I couldn't get it to work. I know what the problem was. I can get it to work, just the time domain wasn't the one. So I just cut the live stream out, which did make my Saturday a little bit easier, but I was gutted that we couldn't make that happen. So anyway, that was the Friday setup. Not the best preparation for Saturday, but it was fine come Saturday. So yeah, Driathlon. Me and the big man Matthew got in, signed up, and for if you're not sure, not familiar with it, it is a 20-minute max ski, 20-minute max bike erg, and then 20-minute max row. Add them all together, that's your number for all the cows. So the event went great to begin with in the morning. We had all the individuals, we had a few pairs, we had lots of people getting involved. Great for our gym because there was loads of guys at the gym who were non-members, so it was great to see that. Always nice to see some fresh people, especially when it's to do with fitness. Good to see them getting after it. So loved that, got through everybody, and then it was our turn. We were in the last heat, which we weren't supposed to be. We were supposed to be in the second last heat, and I moved at the last minute to accommodate other athletes, and we ended up in the last heat, which turned out to be a mistake. So both of us pretty strong in the ergs. We like them, we like the machines, but Ali and Simon, who, for this is the Gauntlet vlog, the Gauntlet is theirs, it's their event, so they got signed up. Boys. So, end up in the lane next to them too, which was terrible. Alright. Me and Matthew know our paces quite well, and we know how to big efforts with dog game plan and all that, and we work well together, we're kind of similar. And then two boys got in the lane next to us, and after about 3 minutes on the ski, the story was already written. Simon on the ski was just fucking incredible, but the ski's not a strong point for me. It is for Matthew. He's a good skier. I'm alright, but Matthew's great. And we obviously started hot as well, but they were mega hot, and then as we got in maybe 5 minutes, they were just creeping away, and there was nothing we could do about it. Which, the Driathlon, you're kind of just chasing cows for yourself. In hindsight, I would have rather not been able to see their numbers, because it was fucking hard to be behind and knowing that you were giving everything and there was just nothing you could do about it, right? And then by the time we finished the ski, they were 70 cals ahead. So we finished on 530 cals in 20 minutes. They had 600 cals. And at that point, it's like, there's nothing we can do. There's no speed we can go in the bike. There's nothing we can do in the row to even come close to that. And the thing is, we weren't racing them directly. We kind of were, because we're right next to them. It was good fun. I didn't have any expectation to win, but I thought it would have been closer. And fair play to the boys, that was their tactics, is to get out in front, build up a lead on the ski, and it done the actual job required, because after that we were cooked. We were just holding on for dear life, and honestly I was not having fun. I love machines, and then obviously the rows are a really strong point for us, probably more so than them, but by the time we got to the row, the legs were gone. There was no coming back from that. We did have a good row, solid row. I think we got maybe 50 cows on the row maybe. But yeah, it was good fun. I honestly, good fun. It was great to do it with Matthew. Good to get together and do a tough competition. And honestly, if we weren't next to Ali and Simon, we would have had a great time. We'd have been like, hey, let's hold this pace. We're doing well. Let's push on. Let's push on. But when you keep looking to your right and seeing these numbers creep ahead, which I think, like I said, there's no expectation to win, right? But I think me and Matthew specifically, when it comes to the ergs, it is a very rare occurrence that we are behind, right? Now, sometimes even between, say, me, Matthew, Ross, some other big guys in the gym on the machines like Colin and Big John and stuff like that, like, it's okay to be behind and whatever, not that we're ever racing, but usually it's maybe, say, 5 cals, 10 cals, maybe it's 30 seconds, maybe it's a minute. But to come off the skis 70 cals down was honestly demoralising. And pissed me. And we're just like, fuck's sake. So fair play to the boys, it was awesome. And by the way, there was a whole other competition going on. By the way, there was always other people involved, but just because we were right next to them and a bit of banter and stuff before it, you know, but yeah, all good. We ended up taking actually third overall in the whole thing because there was another 2 guys in the heat before us who were just fucking monsters. And then Ali and Simon won the whole thing with a massive score. So anyway, it was actually good fitness, but maybe a wee bit of an eye. That's the thing. It felt miserable. See, coming off the road and stuff felt horrible, and thought, fuck, my fitness isn't there. But honestly, because of how hard we were pushing probably to try and match their paces, we were probably in our fucking limit through the whole thing. So definitely made it harder than it maybe would have been if we weren't next to them. But yeah, all in all, good bit of fitness. 60 minutes. Absolutely knackered now. Like I say, I'm heading into Glasgow to do a job, to set up for a live streaming for the netball tomorrow, and that's 8 till 5 tomorrow, so there'll be no training tomorrow, but hopefully back on a better schedule next week. This week, 3 sessions with the Driathlon, not great. The previous week we were going back to the sickness and all that, so yeah, still feeling alright. Just, I think right now we can classify training as definitely maintaining. We're not really pushing anything on, I don't think. Certainly not the last 2 weeks after being sick. Still getting in though, still getting some work done. And then hopefully next week, like I said, we'll get a good run here. We've got 3 weeks before we're off to Florida. So we'll get 3 weeks solid training in, and then we are off to the big US of A. Anyway, this was quite a long ramble, but I think the video was short. I don't think I cut in as many times through the other workouts. So if you made it this far, thank you, appreciate you watching. This is going to be episode 5, I believe, and yeah, we'll catch you next week, probably Monday. We'll see what we get up to training wise there, see how the week progresses on. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you are following along and you're enjoying it, let me know. Drop a comment and do all the YouTube stuff. Like I said in the last one, I'm not trying to build a massive YouTube channel or anything, but like I said, if you enjoy it, this is the kind of content I would watch, so if you're watching it, part of the gang. Alright, so thank you guys, and I will catch you next week. Goodbye. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. Don't know what episode it is, but what I do know is we now have less than 5 weeks to go to the Gauntlet, and we've got a 2-week holiday in there too, so time to get the finger out. Starting this week, Monday, just dropping off a van we had for getting some of the kit for the Driathlon, so dropping that off, and thought, start the week right, rather than get a pickup from the rental place, we're going to run back to the gym. So we're down on Bothwell Road, don't know how far it is, don't know what route we're going to take, but we are going to run, get to the gym, and then we'll take it from there. Maybe we'll do a little bit more, maybe the run will be enough, who knows. But Driathlon, a little bit of an eye-opener. There's some work to do yet, but yeah, let's get this week started, starting with a run. We're going to get going. Yes, Craig. Right, and that brings you up to hopefully speed of where we are today, day one of the holiday, and I have, as you can probably maybe tell, just finished our first session. So yeah, tune in hopefully next week, maybe a few days, and we'll get that next episode out, which is going to be all the warm weather training. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll catch you in the next one.